More people, welcome to the stream, everybody. Working on a little technical issue behind us here. Welcome to the stream, doing quality checking on this pedestal, almost done with it. Let me know if y'all have any questions. Scan, what's up? Get you guys in maybe a little closer.
Select your player.
Welcome, everybody. Let me know if you have any questions with anything. Try to answer them the best I can.
Over.
Just finalizing the switching, doing a final quality check on it. Welcome, everybody. Let me know if you have any questions about anything.
You guys are insulting like the flavor restaurant.
Dude, you also can create the King's Box. Have you ever been to Cousins or Firehouse or Jersey Lights? You're just waiting for a sub sandwich, dude. Like, honestly.
Because
Sorry.
I
You need therapy. Jim Johnson's worse. I'd rather eat 3 Subways.
Over.
Jim Johnson's way better than
What is needed for you guys to begin the work? Question mark. I assume the controller and kick plates and stuff. Which stuff is being done to it? Yeah, obviously, like your control panel is going to be like a major one, so they know the layout of all of your buttons, or if you're adding like a spinner or a Tron stick or anything to the panel. That would probably be one of the important things. And then like the kick plate, if you're doing an EM ring or not an EM ring, would probably be the most important things. Hopefully that answered your question. You can always reach out to David too, but that's stuff as far as the art questions go.
But they're like,
Drive upgraded. Loose Cannon, when did you get your drives? Because we just added the game to our system, so in order to get it, you would have to send your drives in. I know too, we're working on adding another expansion as well with a bunch of more newer games, because we're currently, the one that we have, our 8 terabyte right now, is getting filled up pretty fast. So eventually that'll be coming down the pipeline, you guys, with more games, newer games to the system.
I'm pretty honest, like, make that go like that.
Yeah, I was just wondering, Loose Cannon, when you got your drives. Because we did just recently do a major update to the system too.
No, in fact, you're not thinking what I just said.
Earlier this year. Early this year. Yeah, I mean, we just added that Rampage game. Just like about in the past week, I'd say we probably added that. And the Tomb Raiders and all that. All right, well, I was trying to get that, but obviously I couldn't do it. Harold Smith, Star Wars trilogy game. I went to play it, I could not get any kind of joysticks to control the game. Which one should I be using for that game? Star Wars trilogy game? I can look into it here quick. Just give me 1 second. I'll look into the Star Wars trilogy. Star Wars trilogy game.
I'm married to a man. There's a little kid that you like talking to. No, talking. Yeah, you get away with it. Like Rocky doesn't have.
Give me 1 second with the game.
What I say, you'd be terrible. Me too.
Star Wars Trilogy. I'm gonna look into that here. Let me know if you all have any other questions. Just doing quality checking on this pedestal, so I can get shipped out hopefully today.
Over.
Star Wars Trilogy, is that what it's called? Star Wars Trilogy Arcade. So it looks like there is a couple different versions. Hit coin. Ew, this one's out of the 3D. No, this one, what is this one running off? Shooter. I think your light gun actually works with this, I believe. Your light gun, I believe, works with this, you guys. I'm pretty sure that's what it runs off of, the light gun.
I lose these. I'm going to free.
I think this is in.
Wayne might have my thinner version.
Alright, I'm gonna start with
It's a
that.
mess.
Someone stole my thinner versions then.
There you go. The Tron stick works with the Star Wars Trilogy.
Then how about you go buy one? Okay,
I will. Okay, you know what?
You need one of these is for your light gun, so. Yeah. So see, look, this one is running off my light gun. So yeah, I think it's your light guns actually, guys. That's your light gun. Set Model 3 Super Model Emulator work with so yeah, right now it's set up as your light gun, you guys. I swear I was just using my control panel here as well.
Oh my God, mine says this.
So we get coin. You go in here.
All my brothers make me feel bad. These guys buy about a whole other level.
Welcome to the stream, y'all. Let me know if you have any questions.
There's like a mutual respect for this. What our own right?
Just trying to get it. There we go.
It's very formal. Ben, don't. Ben scratching. It's not scratching. No, it's worried. Why?
So let me see if I can do this.
even for you got at least that type of you did there look like that.
Looks like all three of these are actually the same.
Yeah, it's jerking.
Oh, this one's different.
I don't replay, but I'm
This one's rescinded. So yeah, this is they have this wrong. That one is like. What's this version?
I don't want to win at any means.
Move the lever and pull the trigger. Select.
Square up a little bit.
I believe there's Star Wars or Trilogy here. That's something totally different.
Hands out. Hands up. Oh, I know that, but you don't understand what you got.
Here's Model 3 Supermodel Emulator. So
Oh, what?
go to that.
Yeah. But my main thing is to be arm.
Yeah, where's that pulling from?
Your other two are naked.
Supermodel.
I touch your arm. Your arm is perfect for point. Well, I can take this. You can straighten that. I know I need to
Supermodel. Where is that? Where do I find that?
They don't pay out. They don't pay out.
Usually just.
Well, here's an absolute fucking shit stopper. They're gonna be alien. What was the big one?
I think it's an arcade classic.
here to kind of see this is
Just to see what we do.
I could be wrong.
Just to see if we could go on.
see much jar test.
Yeah, and we're pretty interested.
Let me know if you have any other questions. I'll try to answer them best that I can. Yeah, Star Wars. I thought that was the Star Wars. That's that. That's
Good. That's different. So use this. This is where I'm gonna put a washer on there.
Supermodel.
I'm not, until we're right into that, honestly.
So it's probably in the gun game. Let me see.
He's the one that says it back to back. I would love to see this two of like everything. Like,
So yeah, and it's in light gun games.
That's how it's that.
Just like up on my end, like, don't use dryer sheets with super glue. It makes a toxic
What's the coolest thing you would like to add on an EHA system?
Oh, well.
I don't know, to be honest with you. Right now, we're maybe might be doing like an RGB key molding around the machine, which might be kind of cool. I know we got an ultimate pedestal that are in the works right now that we're working on.
I'll break this.
That's probably this little.
Near arcade classic. Okay, Sega Model 3. That's it. Okay.
Oh, well.
Sega Model 3.
Oh, yeah.
Near arcade classics, he said. Model 2? Model 3. Here we go. So in here. Yeah. Okay, David, if you're listening, I'm in Model 3, but there's nowhere I can actually go to configure right here. Because typically I'd hit coin, and it would bring the configuration up on the right, but I don't even see like anywhere where you can go in to configure anything.
Oh, well.
Let's try this one. And here's like configure. I hit configure, but it doesn't. Send in ID remap. So that one was. I can try going a different route with trying to get a Tron stick to work, because I'm not seeing nothing coming out that way.
Oh, well. Oh, well.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I can turn the volume down, you guys. I'm sorry. I apologize for that.
Where am I? What?
I think I can go this. Shooter. I mean, it says it's a shooter, but
Dude, I know. So dumb. Dude, it's not good. It's so dumb. It's like the peak of slapstick humor, but like. It's so dumb. He just feels the need to
controller
yell at
support.
me.
Maybe if I
When
add
I can speak, because soon I'm talking to him.
a controller here.
So dumb. But that one in particular was really dumb. You want your vacuum?
Light commander. Generic light stick. I can try doing a generic light stick.
That's your side.
Supermodel is the emulator. So where do I find supermodel? That's my question, I guess.
What?
I could have just played it from there. there is no easy configure for me to find it in this folder. Supermodel right here, IR gun. Controller remap. Controller remap, is that what I'm looking for? I think that might be what I'm looking for. Config. And here's the INI. But I don't think it's going to have to do with anything with this. I mean, this is just telling me steering wheel and all of that.
I don't know why my garbage is so fucking far away from me.
I'm still not seeing where I can do this, but I'll try to see if that works the way I do Launchbox. This generic light switch.
Boy, let's see if you're ready. Please, though, you want to tell me you not have last? Adam, I'm trying to get you to go to Taco Bell. Once a week. Once a week. Once a day.
Okay. That's what I was trying to do.
Yeah, you think, we did offer, we did say if you wanted something.
Super
Like we were willing to give you something, but by the time it was all said and done,
right here. Supermodel, it says IR guns.
now.
So now from here,
Yeah.
in the supermodel folder. Okay, that's where I'm at. I'm in the supermodel folder, but now like where from here? Sega Model 3 UI. Supermodel UI.exe.
I wanted something small. You can't do this.
I just see supermodel.exe. I don't see user interface or UI. There's a supermodel 3 UI R8845.exe. Is that the one? So supermodel 3 UI dash R845.exe. Okay, so yeah, this has got to be the one then right here.
Maybe about how last. I don't know.
So now that I'm in here,
oh, now you can go, huh?
looks like these are the games.
Dude, like, I seriously just want to stay on this.
So there's a couple versions in here. The 3D.
Oh my God.
So I don't know what's up with the 3 different versions.
Rainfall.
The other one I was spinning was on really.
It doesn't work.
Well, then if it doesn't work,
And
then what I
controller.
Find the TV in the back.
Question is, we gotta find a.
So now that I'm in here, I guess I don't know what to put this stuff on. Raw input, X input, D input. Config, what's config do? We got the constant force, X input here. 2 players.
Yeah, Jared, that's how you work smarter, not harder.
I'll be right back, guys.
Sounds racist. It sounds racist. Ooh.
Yeah, well, I found this slosh.
Yourself.
I need to think, bro.
That's a little bit. I'm into it.
I need your what? Give it nothing. Let us switch.
I swear I have standard. You know the solder, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Well, watch.
I know how to do it. It's just I burn my. It's not that my solders are bad. It's just that I burn myself a lot. That's right. Something I literally just can't succeed by sew me up in this area. I can tell my like I know there's a clear winner in close though.
I think it's a good time to level up.
I'm like I can't put it in a list like that because I just can't remember there is something else. This area? Yeah. You shoot that over. So no, this is low time area. What? Still good solid. No, we're all there's always a tier. I literally can't remember those two off the top of my head. And we're listening to so many right now.
So yeah, for everybody that's here, it's set up as a gun game, and I would probably just leave it like that, you guys. That's how when all Omega guys set it up. That's how they set it up as. But I mean, if you wanted to, you go in and hit config, I believe, and then you can go in here and follow what it tells you to do. But I mean, that's kind of a lot of messing around. It works perfectly good with your guns, you guys. So I would probably just play it like that.
I thought it was just going to be as easy as some of the other emulators. You just hit your player one coin, and then it brings up like the configuration menu there, and you'll be able to get into there. But it doesn't run that way on this system, unfortunately. I'm just going to do a quick restart. Yeah, sorry, Harold. Yeah, I would just play it with the guns. I mean, that's how I was just playing it, and it was running pretty good. I believe it might even originally just be maybe a shooter. Let me look it up once. I'm just kind of curious.
Don't want anything. A little loud. You guys see it? Oh, it's my audiobook. You're trying to go for you to be a Harry Potter dude. My dad's gonna beat you.
It is a 3D rail shooter, so that's how they originally made the game. Actually, you guys, is that it was like a rail shooter. Kind of looks like here. Yeah, I'm looking at. I got a picture of like the original arcade, and it actually looks like a gun on there that they have. Moving across. Using a joystick and pressing the fire button on top of the joystick. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it was a joystick. Let me know if you all have any other more questions. I'm just going to keep on quality checking this machine here. I think I was doing controller stuff. All this other stuff should pretty much be set up. Check PlayStation quick. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, let us know. We're happy to build your machine for you. See, typically here, like I was saying, you hit your player one coin, you guys, and it typically brings up like the emulator thing here, but for that one it doesn't. And you'd have to go in the other way that I went through, and it's kind of a lot to get into.
Well, did you chop off that bottom part of the back engine? Just before we're at.
I'm just hoping.
Trying to get work. Okay. This work that was overhead like that.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of questions on like the art side of stuff, like all that on how it goes on. I know we have a guy that does all that stuff for us. And then we get it printed in Michigan and it gets sent here. So that would be something more you'd have to talk to David with as far as like the artwork goes and all that.
Usually go the way unless I get rid of like half the characters.
And for everybody that's joining, I'm just quality checking this machine. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll try to answer them the best that I can. Pretty much almost done with this one. I think there was. Yes, I think it was. Play Moon Crash. Play Moon Crash, I believe, is the one I was talking about that didn't work with controllers. I think it's more just a keyboard mouse game, which David was talking to me that we're going to be having a program on here now that actually helps with the Xbox controllers and the keyboard functions. I think he was saying it kind of works like the software recognizes the Xbox controller and the keyboard functions, and it kind of programs them with the controller to work, I believe is what he was kind of telling me, if I can remember right. So that'll be coming down eventually, which will be kind of nice for some games, I believe. This is working up here now, though. There. Yeah, I like it to go up and down. I can't select with Prey Moon Crash. And I believe I tried to set up X input and that didn't work either. But yeah, it runs off keyboard basically. It kind of looks like keyboard function here. And plug the keyboard in. Do you know why NES and Super NES and NES have a problem mapping the controllers? As far as like what issues are you having? Because I know if you guys are setting up your own controllers, or sometimes I believe if you have your guns plugged in and then you plug your controllers in, it might recognize that your guns are 1 and 2. So I can show you guys what to do here quick if you run into that issue with Super NES, because it runs out of RetroArch, and that's what a lot of the older systems run out of. So I can kind of show you how to get to the menus, you guys, for the NES and Super NES. I was just in there and I just did these controllers. I know I have, on our newest update, most of the controller stuff should already be inputted for you guys. Let me know if you can hear me. I'll talk a little bit louder if I've been quiet here. It'd be nice to like get a microphone or something to have. Maybe I'll have to look into that. You guys getting like a microphone or something.
Have a big boom mic that comes down to see the face every so often. It's good. That was pretty good.
So again, if you're in Nintendo or Super Nintendo, Angeluccio, I think that's how you say it. Sorry if I botched that. Oh, it was a good clear. Okay, thank you. So again, you guys, if you go into Super Nintendo, And to set up the controls, you could be on any game just for general settings. I typically I test the Super Mario World for some reason. That's the one I like to go to make sure my controllers are working. But I'll show you quick here. So say I'm on any game. If you hit your player 1 coin, then they'll bring that menu up on the right, and then you can go to open RetroArch, and then that's going to bring you into the program where you can go in and set controls. And typically what I do is go into settings. And if you're having problems inputting too, what you might have to do is, so go to settings, input, and then like if you're having issues, if you have the guns and your Tron stick and everything hooked up and you're trying to program, what you might have to do is actually this max users up at the top of the input. You might just have to put max users at like a higher number. I mean, you could just put it at 8 for now or whatever. So it recognizes all the inputs of everything, and then you can go in and then now go in here and set your controls up. Sometimes you might have to just go in. What you might have to go in and do is just go to device index and then go to Xbox One and then save controller profile. And then now, if I use my right mouse click, I can go back, and then I can go to port 2. This one I already have set up. So you can obviously go here, device index again, controller 2, and then obviously you can go down to and do your inputs. So it's just a matter of clicking on this, and doing your D-pad up, and then you can just follow down. I mean, you could switch these inputs to whatever you want. Players 1 and 2 should be mapped for the control panel as well as the controllers. So hopefully that kind of helps with the mapping issue. So once you're done with like saving your controllers, back out, and then once you're done with that, I would go all the way back up to the top again, and then I would just change this to max users 2, because most of the time the older systems only use 2 controllers. I know there's like a few games where you can run a 4-player one. I had to figure that out for a gentleman to get like the 4-player control panel to work for a specific game. But that's how you go in there and do that. And again, like I said, change this to 2, and then you'll just right click again. And then the main thing too is you go to main menu and then configure file and then save your current configuration. And then after that, you should be able to right click again, quick RetroArch. And then now I should be able to play this game with my controllers. So I kind of already went in and tested. But then too as well, you need a keyboard for this, but there is like an in-game menu for just specific games if you want to just go in and do different mapping for just specific games. So I believe it's F1. So yeah, F1. If you do F1, this brings in the in-game menu just for this game. And then I believe you can go into controllers here. And then now I can go into port 1 controls. And then I can just go in and change whatever inputs just for this game, you guys. And then again, if you're done with that, I'd probably save game remap file. But most of the time, you just pretty much do that input and it saves it. So again, like here's the in-game menu. I'm not gonna mess with anything in there, but I'm just saying for you guys that like to go in there and switch your controls around for whatever you like, you can do that per game. And then again, like after you go back and back, just make sure again, main menu when you do anything, configure file, and save current configuration. But again, like I said, I'm not gonna mess with anything. I'm gonna quit. But that's how you get into that. Hopefully that helped. Yes, depending on what controllers you have. Believe PlayStation controllers won't work. What we like to use is Xbox controllers with Xbox dongle that we have. But yeah, if you have a Mega Kid and you have Xbox controllers, you can certainly hook them up. Just make sure, like I said, you have the dongle for it. And make sure it's an actual Microsoft, not like a knockoff, because I'm not sure how well those work with their systems. You go over what specific cables I need to plug into where to install additional USB hubs. Install additional hubs. Well, obviously, to install any hubs, you're going to want to be on. You're going to have to plug that stuff into your computer. In the back of your computer, you should have USB hub or USBs plugged into there. Typically, with Mega Kids or any other pedestals or game boxes or any of that. Typically, when we have like Tron Stick and all that, we typically run a hub up underneath the panel. So there is a hub there. But for plugging additional hubs in, you could just plug that in the back of your computer and then plug your USBs into there if you're looking for additional spots.
It just makes me laugh.
Any idea why NBA Jam on the Fire for PS3 doesn't come with a full game? Are there open USB ports to plug into the computer on newer Mega Kid? That's dependent on how many like USBs or what you're all using. RGB takes up a lot of space because those typically have to run off their own USBs. Or, I mean, that's how I like to run it. I know sometimes we'll have to run them off hubs, but we'll have to have those plugged in as well to supply enough power to all that. I mean, it's all dependent to like what everybody gets. You know, if you get a Wii bar, that's going to take up a USB spot. You know, if you're adding extra USBs, again, I mean, that's something that we can do here and add the hub in for all that too as well. So, I mean, what you might just have to do is, if you want to plug in a hub to gain a couple more spots, is you might just have to unplug one of the USBs that's plugged into, and plug that into the hub, and then you have additional spots. I would recommend leaving the iPack though on its own, and light guns you should be okay with adding a hub off of that. So typically we have our light guns plugged into the front of the machine. So if you're looking to add there, I mean, you could like add a hub to one of those and then gain additional spots there as well. Hopefully that helps kind of answer that question. I know it's kind of hard to answer some of those questions and kind of walk you through it without showing you a lot. Yeah, like I said, hopefully that answered your question with the USB stuff. Again, like it's all dependent on what everybody gets for the USBs.
Oh yeah. We're so far from that, and actually it hurts. That man's like 8 feet tall and he's going down with both men and women. You're a homophobe. Oh, I get it's a cool.
What is MBC2, I guess? I don't know what game you're talking about. A key? Yeah, I mean, we can send you a replacement key. Marvel vs. Capcom. And I'm assuming that that's probably an Arcade Classics. I can look into that too in a second here. I'll look into the NBA Jam thing quick.
Oh,
30 characters you can unlock. Right. Yeah, I'll look into that here in a second.
Hey, Steve. Replacement key. They were just asking for it on the stream, so got
yeah, here we can. Yeah, I would just email David about that though, and we can get you a key sent out if anything, for your replacement. How do we get the cheats menu? Okay, yeah, I'll look into that in a second. Let me look at the, where was the NBA Jam? He was asking about the NBA Jam.
Oh, like everybody else in the trailer, so I got.
Okay, let me look on NBA Jam first. Your PS3, you said. You said what were you saying about NBA Jam? Fire doesn't come with the full game. So PS3.
$600 a month. Imagine that for security deposit.
NBA Jam on Fire. So right here.
It's difficult now. Like this.
Do you have our expansion? Because it might be on our expansion. And it might be an updated
I'd rather get something like
game
that.
or a newer game that we have added. Because right now it's loading for me. And this is probably on our expansion, you guys. So Angeluccio, do you have our expansion? Because it worked fine for me. Unlock full version. Okay, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm not sure what that unlock full version means. Run for our LEDs. I mean, you can mount it on the bottom of your TV. Most people, I mean, if they have a pedestal, you can set it on the top of your pedestal here. I mean, you can mount it up, kind of off to the side. It doesn't, I mean, necessarily have to be centered. If you want to do that, I mean, otherwise you could always have your dolphin bar and then have your gun dryer on top of that. Just a recommendation to you guys, make sure you turn off your dolphin bar when you're not using it, because it will interfere with X input and things like that as well. David, if you're listening, I don't know what the NBA Jam Fire Edition for PS3, it says unlock full version. Choose team. Yeah, it won't let me choose a team.
Tonight's matchup is the Dallas Mavericks versus the Miami Heat.
What? The head size?
King James wins the tip.
The proportions are off.
Well, boom shakalaka.
So yeah, I'm not sure on this the edition here with the PS3 unlocking the full edition. I'm not sure with that. That'd be something I have to look into.
NBA Jam On Fire Edition, exclusively on Xbox Live or PlayStation Network. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's an audio jam. And what exactly is this supposed to be?
And then Marvel vs. Capcom, you're saying, in Arcade Classics. I'll let this stream go for about like 5 or 10 minutes here, guys, and then I'm gonna get off the stream. I'll check into a couple more games. Let me know if you have any other questions. How do you get the expansion? Call us here. Call David or email him, and you can get the expansion. Here's prices and our email and phone number information. you might have to send in your drives too as well to get that update. You'll probably have to send in all your drives, or I don't know if you have to send in the 16 terabyte. Maybe though, because since we just did a big update, so yeah, you might just have to send in all your drives to get updated, and then you could get the expansion added to your system.
You got lost like 7 months ago.
For like majority of the controller games, that's already mapped to the Xbox controllers. You can go in there and map it to your control panel if you want. You can do that. I know a lot of the arcade classic games, there's like over 3,000 games in there. Some of them might not be set up for certain controls, like if you wanted to use your Tron stick or things like that. Some of the games might not be set up, or like the way they're set up, you can want to change that. But typically everything is, for the most part, already should be mapped. But like I was saying, there's going to be some games that might not be in arcade classics, but the majority of the controller games should already be set up and things like that. Hopefully that answers your question. Check out Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Yeah. I mean, you could do it that one guy. And just quit. I still the only people that know that. It's like, I really need like all that.
Marvel vs. Capcom. Where is Marvel vs. Capcom 2? Where are you looking at Marvel vs. Capcom 2? What folder?
There's an understanding. If you're already working there, you kind of have to be there to be trained.
I didn't know. I didn't learn anything about it.
Arcade Classics. Yeah, I don't see it in Arcade Classics. I just see this Marvel vs. Capcom Clash of Superheroes. I don't know if that's the one you're talking about. But yeah, to get, like, if I were to go into this game, like Brian is saying,
So that seems a little weird.
or Dreamcast, try the Dreamcast. Okay. So yeah, the Dreamcast I'm probably not going to be able to bring cheats in, I don't believe. But if you're in Arcade Classics, I can show you how. Like Ryan was saying, you'll hit your shift or your player one start and to the right, and then that's going to bring in the in-game menu. And then from here, they have like a cheat thing where you can go in here and you could add infinite time or do anything you want here.
For Dreamcast, if you're trying to find a cheat menu, you probably just want to look up how you pull that up on the Dreamcast.
Yeah, there you go. Sam just said it. You could look it up too on how to bring the cheat menu up for Dreamcast.
It's a nice little one of those days. One of the days we should figure out
What is the difference between raw input and direct input in TP? TP question mark. What TP? What do you mean?
Technoparrot?
Technoparrot? Is that what you're talking about? Technoparrot?
Toilet paper?
So Dreamcast. We'll go to Dreamcast quick, you guys here. Sega Dreamcast.
Oh no, yeah.
Capcom. He was saying like you could just look it up, I believe, for Dreamcast, and you could probably bring up a cheat menu for that.
It's more like the red is also based on lines.
If you heard me. Marvel vs. Capcom. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So coin is obviously going to bring in your menu on the right, and then from here you can go to the emulator settings, but I don't think anything in here is going to bring up any kind of cheat codes. Yeah, it's not going to do anything. It's just going to have your controllers, the games library in here. Yeah, I would just look it up, obviously on the internet, to bring in the menu for cheats for this game. I'm sure there's a way you can do it.
Yeah.
After you get the expansion, you should just be able to access the games that come with the expansion. So a lot of the games that come with the expansion are going to be in customer requests, which there's almost like, I think, like 500 games in there now, you guys. We recently added the Rampage game, Tomb Raider, the Hollywood Rabbids. Those are the two shooters in that Rampage game, like I said, which we just posted a video of some of the gameplay and things on that game. Techno Parrot, though, I was looking at now. In Techno Parrot. Raw input and direct input. So I don't know what we typically have as set up here. I can look, but I remember there was direct input. Looks like for wheel settings, for like probably like if you have a steering wheel and things like that. I know. I mean, what we have it set on works good for everything, to be honest with you guys, for our controllers and everything. I mean, it picks up the Xbox controllers, it picks up our control panel as well. So game settings, typically we have it on raw input. I believe X input is more for like Xbox controllers. But again, like I said, I wouldn't mess with any of that stuff. I would leave that in there. All the inputs work fine for controllers and control panel and things like that, guns. So I just wouldn't mess with any of that settings, you guys, in there.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully that answers your question.
I've actually gotten good at like throwing it into the cup of The problem is it'll go into the top, hit the bottom of the cup and bounce out.
Well, then we should put on.
It's still kind of.
Put, try bringing
So a couple more minutes, you guys.
All right. The honors.
Black is easier to clean off.
What keyboard am I using? Can I play main games with a Wii remote? I don't know, to be honest with you. I know that you can program Xbox controllers in there in main settings. That would be something I would have to try. I've never tried it before to see if it would actually input at all. My guess is maybe not, because Dolphin and all that runs off of a different emulator. There, David answered your question. You could use them to play arcade classic games. So it'd just be a matter of inputting your buttons on the controllers, just like with Xbox controllers or anything else in your main settings. How can we back up the system? The system typically does its own backups. It'll do when it starts up or shuts down. It'll make its own backup. Do you ever turn off the computer? I mean, you can if you want, or leave it running. That's up to you. But if I were to shut it off, I would get to the desktop and then wait 20 seconds and then go to the start bar and then shut it down from there so it can make its final backup before it shuts down. That'd be my recommendation. The keyboard I'm using is a RII, sorry, X8. It has just a USB dongle there. Which it works nice for if you ever have to like get out of certain games or if you get stuck or some things. I mean, if it were me, I would turn off the system when I'm done playing it, but I mean, I wouldn't see why it wouldn't hurt anything to leave it running. Let it go a couple more minutes, you guys, 120, and then I'm going to get off this time for sure here.
I mean, we were on 4:15.
Are you getting like a corrupted database? Is that what you're getting? So yeah, here, I'll show you guys how to do it quick, and then I'm gonna get off the stream. It should probably be a good tutorial that we should probably do, just in case people have this issue, because I know sometimes it happens. But if you ever get the launch box like corrupted thing, you got to get to your desktop here. Usually you can close down the monitor on the bottom right here. There's this monitor that comes up, and typically you can show the monitor and you can kill that, and then you'd be able to get in there. And then get to your desktop, and then when you get to the desktop, there's a file folder on the bottom on the taskbar. If you go to that, you go to Launchbox, and then you go to Backups, and then here's all the backups that it made. So what you'd want to do is you'd probably want to grab like a later version of one of these, and then I'll just click on one to show you. But you would grab like one of these later versions, and then you double click. And then what you want to do is then you want to highlight all this and then extract. And then you want to go to the 3 lines. And then what you're looking for is data. And then you'll hit OK. And then you'll hit OK again. And then you'll do yes to all. So then you'll do yes to all. And then it'll do the backup. But I'm not going to do that. And then once you do the backup, I would just probably just restart the computer then. So go down here and restart and then relaunch. Hopefully that answered your question and you could kind of follow through what I was doing there, loose cannon. But that's how you would do your backup. Okay. All right, guys. So I'm going to end the stream. I'll see you next week. Have a good one.
Are you ready to play games?
Yeah, well, play nice. You see me play games for over an hour?